Bengali? Okay, many don't know, so otherwise we could speak in Bengali. And Prabhuji is actively involved in educational wing of ISKCON. He is a member of ISKCON Education Board. He is also director of Mayapur Institute. He is very instrumental in teaching and training teachers. Uh, uh, Teaching courses like Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Sarvam, like different, similarly ISKCON Disciple course and ISKCON Guru course and many other such courses. He has been teaching and training teachers to teach so that all the devotees are trained as per the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. And despite he travels around the world, but despite his many preaching engagement and many other service engagement, every year he makes a priority to come to Kolkata during this Rath Yatra. So we are very grateful to him for his wonderful association. So let us thank His Grace Atul Krishna Prabhu and let us hear from him as attentively as possible. Okay. So we'll have today our darshan got late, so our class will also continue later.
Vandeham Sri Guru Shijita Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Shagadajatam Sahagadaganatam Vitam Shajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Shaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shivi Shakamavitam Cha Mantra Guru Ajata Shika Guru Gantha Charana Yagi Kariya Bandhan Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Visaya Bhutala Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinam Sasu Gurban Vishanti Visheshashan Pustakistan
Hare Krishna. So Prabhuji will be giving class in English. Prabhuji अंग्रेजी में कथा करेंगे. कितने वक्त तुम अनुवाद चाहिए? ओके. तो अनुवाद जो तक में अनुवाद कर सकते हैं क्या? पीछे हाँ महाराज को अनुवाद कर हिंदी में.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1, Chapter 5, Text 22. Idam hi pungshas tapasasruta shava Sistasya shuktasya cha bhuti dattayo Avichuttorita kavibi niruptito Haduttama shloka gunana varnanam. Learned circles have positively concluded that the infallible purpose of the advancement of knowledge, namely austerity, study of the Vedas, sacrifice, chanting of hymns, charity, culminates in transcendental descriptions of the Lord, who is defined in choice poetry, purport by Srila Prabhupada. Human intellect is developed for advancement of learning in art, science, philosophy, physics, chemistry, psychology, economics, politics, etc. By culture of such knowledge, the human society can attain perfection of life. This perfection of life culminates in the realization of the Supreme Being, Vishnu. The Shruti therefore directs that those who are actually advanced in learning should aspire for the service of Lord Vishnu. Unfortunately, persons who are enamored by the external beauty of the Vishnu Maya do not understand that the culmination of perfection of self-realization depends on Vishnu. Vishnu Maya means sense enjoyment, which is transient and miserable. Those who are entrapped by Vishnu Maya utilize advancement of knowledge for sense enjoyment. Sri Narad Muni has explained that all paraphernalia of the cosmic universe is but an emanation from the Lord out of his different energies, because the Lord has set in motion by his inconceivable energy the actions and reactions of the created manifestation. They have come out they've come to be out of his energy. They rest on his energy, and after annihilation they merge into him. Nothing is therefore different from him, but at the same time the Lord is always different from them. When advancement of knowledge is applied in the service of the Lord, the whole process becomes absolute. The personality of Godhead in his transcendental name, fame, glory, etc. are all non-different from him. Therefore, all the sages and devotees of the Lord have recommended that the subject matter of art, science, philosophy, physics, chemistry, psychology, and all other branches of knowledge should be wholly and solely applied in the service of the Lord. Art, literature, poetry, painting, etc. may be used in glorifying the Lord. The fiction writers, poets, and celebrated literatures are generally engaged in writing on sensuous subjects, but if they turn toward the service of the Lord, they can describe the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Valmiki was a great poet, and similarly Vyasadeva is a great writer, and both of them have absolutely engaged themselves in delineating the transcendental activities of the Lord, and by doing so have become immortal. Similarly, science and philosophy should also be applied in the service of the Lord. There is no use presenting dry speculative theories for sense gratification. Philosophy and science should be engaged to establish the glory of the Lord. Advanced people are eager to understand the absolute truth through the medium of science, and therefore a great scientist should endeavor to prove the existence of the Lord on a scientific basis. Similarly, philosophical speculation should be utilized to establish the supreme truth as sentiment and all-powerful. Similarly, all other branches of knowledge should always be engaged in the service of the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita also the same is affirmed. All knowledge not engaged in the service of the Lord is but nescience. Real utilization of advanced knowledge is to establish the glories of the Lord, and that is the real import. Scientific knowledge engaged in the service of the Lord and all similar activities are all factually Hari Kirtan, the glorification of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There's no limit. Scientific knowledge engaged in the service of the Lord and all similar activities are factually Hari Kirtan. When, having begun the Sankirtan movement, talk about this Yaduttama Shloka Gunarnavarnanam culminates in the transcendental descriptions of the Lord, who is defined in choice poetry. The great Kaviraj Goswami, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, when here in Kolkata, when Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in fact, where are the commentaries on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita? It's written 500 years ago, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. The Janmastan of Kaviraj Goswami, not very far from here, Jamedpur. Who's been? I'll go Jan. It's such an undeveloped place. Who knows? It's the weeds. His birthplace, there's Shripad, there's weeds. Hardly people go there. Jamedpur mentions Noihati is mentioned, Jamedpur all mentioned, those places still existing. And there, Lord Nityananda, he appeared in a dream. It's such a beautiful form. He was appearing like Lord Balaram. Lord Nityananda. And he was like intoxicated as he was swooning in love of Godhead with a flute. And he had long garland, and it was attracting the bumblebees. And his beautiful decorations with the jewelry, his earrings, his bracelets, his ankle. The description is so beautiful. He was surrounded by followers and servants who were chamor. The detail, the artistic beauty of the Lord's pastimes. It's not that he just comes, this is it, take it, go. It's so beautifully presented. It's so beautiful, it's so sweet, it's so attractive. The aesthetic quality. And just by waving he just waved his arm. He just waved, go to Vrindavan, Shab hobe, Sharva Siddhi hobe, Vrindavan ek jao. He ordered Kaviraj Goswami. He was aged at the time. What a dream. You're all lying down at night dreaming. What comes into your mind? What goes through your mind? He had a dream like that. Immediately he woke up. And began. He packed his bags immediately. Went to Vrindavan. And there, the beauty. So he wrote 500 years ago, but where is the... In fact, just imagine. Oh, assembly of dear devotees of Srila Prabhupada. Just imagine that in 150 years ago in Bengal, a personality of such influence like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is so influential, also such a poet. Jai Radha Madhav we sing every day, so many other songs. You can go to just across the river from Mayapur in Shurabi Kunj. And the poetry that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote at that place, you can go there, just take a boat from Mayapur. Shurabi Kunj, the poetry. He wrote there's so many songs. I think Jai Radha Madhav, Bhaja Katha Sri Nam Gai Gauda Madhu Shade. So many songs. Thakur Bhaktivinoda. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. In fact, you go to the booth here, you can see Thakur Bhaktivinoda on handwriting as he composed Gaur Arti. So such a poet, such an academic, who wrote 90 books, and at the same time he had such responsibility with the family, 11 children, and 2 of them became acharyas, and one of them was Shiranda Shri Thakur. What a family man, and what a career person. He reached there, I believe it was the topmost position that any Indian national could hold in the Indian government, in the English government at the time. The highest position that could be bestowed upon an Indian national in the British government, he occupied, deputy magistrate. What a career! What a career! Generally, the people, they get some perfection. Everything else is a mess. Maybe they're the chief executive officer, but their family life is a mess, their health is a mess, everything else is neglected. But every aspect he was so attentive to. His own bhajan, you can go and see the Sharupganj, his Swananda Shukada Kunj, a little room there, there's a 3 feet by 3 feet little room, no windows. They'll say Jana Japa. He chanted Japa. Japa was so important in his daily routine. Not that we're busy, so many things, and here and there we manage to fit in our rounds. Of course, festival time can be some consideration. Festival, under pressure, the sadhana, you can become compromised, but still will complete. But he's so important, his sadhana practice, so important. His personal cultivation, Swadhyaya, Abhyasanam, Vanmaya, Swadhyaya. What is that brahmachari life? What is that Brahma? What is that? Brahma, Swadhyaya. Anyway, it's personal study for brahmacharis. Personal study, Swadhyaya. Means personal study, Swadhyaya. Adhyaya, Swadhyaya, personal cultivation, personal study. And then his career, he excelled. All of the British gentry, they were envious. He was so expert, he could do things so quickly, he was so in his career. And then his poetry, his leadership, Namhatta, and organized so many preaching in Bengal. Such a qualified person, and even someone of the status of Thakur Bhaktivinoda, he could not get a copy of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. He couldn't get a copy of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Where is Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita? What a state Bengal had become. His Gaurmandal Bhumi, Jabajani Chintamani, Mahaprabhu's, where he appeared Gormandal Bhumi. I was there, East Bengal. I was teaching teachers training actually in the East Bengal, Purva Bengal Bhumi Te, in the most special places. Chattogram is mentioned by Vrindavan Das Thakur. Jaishtan, Vaishnav, Koren Bijoy, Sheshtan Hoy, Ati Punna Tirtamoy. Jaishtan, Vaishnav, Koren Bijoy, the place where the Vaishnav appears. Sheshtan Hoy, Ati Punna Tirtamoy. Kolkata Dham Ki. I come to associate with the Sarva, the most Bhagyavan, the most fortunate Kolkata Sheboks who serve in Kolkata. Sarva Punya Tirtamoy. Jaishtan Vaishnav Koren Bijoy Sheshtan Hoy Oti Punya Tirtamoy. The place where the Vaishnav appears. Sheshtan Hoy Oti Punya Tirtamoy. Kolkata, Prabhupada's Janmastan. And Prabhupada desired that we preach here. You're so intimate associates of Srila Prabhupada. Last night I was discussing Prabhupada, his Leela, Rath Yatra Leela. And so I was at East Bengal and I was doing teachers training, Chattogram. There's so many great Vaishnavas appeared there. This time I went to the birthplace of Mukunda Vasudev Datta. First time I visited the birthplace, Mukunda Vasudev Datta. Vasudev Datta, the breeze from his body, if it touched you, you'd get prema. He was so dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Vasudev Datta. Mukunda Datta, he went with Mahaprabhu, Katva Sannyas, accompanied Mahaprabhu to Puri, Mukunda Datta, their birthplace. And their Pundarik Vidyanidhi Mahodai, birthplace is there. And there's Chattogram. And then there's Sri Hatta, Advaita Thakur, Srivas Thakur. I was doing teachers training, second level in Sri Hatta. Advaita Thakur's Janmastan, Srivas Thakur. Garuda Pandit is also there in Chattogram. We recently established the birthplace of Garuda Pandit. And Sri Hatta, Shivananda Shain, Murari Gupta, Sri Advaita Thakur, Srivas Thakur, Jagannath Misra, Shachi Devi, Nilamba Chakravarti, Jaishtan Hoy, Jaishtan, Vaishnav Koren Bijoy, Sheshtan Hoy, Oti Punnatirtam Hoy. Vrindavan Das Thakur says that Jai Deshe, Jai Kule Vaishnav Avatare, Ta Prabhave, Loka Yojan Nishtare. Jai Desh, that land, Jai Kule, that family, Vaishnav Avatare, where the Vaishnav appears. Ta Prabhave, by the power, by the influence of that Vaishnav. Loka Yojan Nishtare. Loka Yojan means 800,000 miles. Is delivered because of the power of a great Vaishnava. And in that place, Purva Bengal Bhumi, just here and there, so many great Vaishnavas. 800,000 miles, the potency extended, so you get closer, epicenter. We have some geology, we have physicists, we have engineers, physicists, we have geologists amongst us. Any geologists? Not so popular? Well, geology. So they're the epicenter. The center from which everything emanates. And there's so many great Vaishnavas in that area. Such a special place, the Bunna, Shai Tirthastan, the Bhumi. And here am I, this Odom Potit from the place where Australia, Maganganai, where no Vaishnava appeared. Such a condemned place. And here I am in Sri Hatta teaching second level teachers training in their language. How we got this? And then we went Keturi down. Keturi. Narottam Thakur Mahashaya ki. Keturi Dham. It's called Keturi Dham. And just as on the Padma River where Gaushundar, he left the prema. He personally left the prema in the Padma River there for Narottam Thakur Mahashaya. When he bathed, there's the North Bengal. We were there, the people, they're so simple. They're wearing bare feet. No shoes. I was there, our guest house, I was looking on the road. Many people coming and going, no shoes. So undeveloped place. The people there, they hardly get shoes. No shoes. They're working on the fields. And the river, Padma River, where Gaushundar, he left the prema. And just over the river, Ramkeli, just over the river, Ramkeli, Mahaprabhu, where he did perform kirtan and attracted the attention of Nawabhushan Shah. Mahaprabhu's kirtan in Ramkeli cannot be described. Cannot be described. Such a special place. And so we made report to Prabhupada. Oh, Prabhupada, yes, all through North Bengal, the temple president is Kanketuri. We have 8 acres. Guest house, 45 rooms. The temple president there. Parthasarthi Krishna Das Brahmachari. He's into education. He's taken all our courses. Personally trained him, teaches training, Bhakti Boy Bhav. So all through the district of Keturi, our devotees are going and teaching Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Boy Bhav. Already they have many groups of Bhakti Boy Bhav, all through the Keturi area. And we're making report to Srila Prabhupada. Yes, Srila Prabhupada, in Keturi Dham, where Narottam performed such leelas. In fact, honestly, when I was there for 1 week, I was only listening to Srimad Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj lectures on Narottam Thakur Mahashaya. I was only listening to that for the whole week, every day. He lectures so much on Narottam Thakur Mahashaya. Hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. You can hear his glorification of Narottam Thakur Mahashaya. He's so much in love, he's so much appreciative of Thakur. You understand what I'm saying? Every day, different lecture. I have it all in order. And every day, different lecture. I could not even come to the end. He visited there also and spoke there. Every day I was listening. And the leelas that Narottam Thakur performed at that place. The leelas. Delivering so many amazing leelas. All in that area. He was sent after going to Vrindavan and learning the Bhakti Shastras from Jiva Goswami. Kabi Bhakti Shastra Koraya Likon Chaitanya Kota Shune Chaitanya Chinton the Goswamis in Vrindavan. What were they doing? Kabi Bhakti Shastra Koraya Likon. They were writing the Bhakti Shastras. Kabi Chaitanya Kota. They were discussing Lord Chaitanya. Kabi Chaitanya Chinton. They were thinking. The Goswamis in Vrindavan, what were they doing? Kabi Bhakti Shastra Koraya Likon. Sometimes they were writing the Bhakti Shastras. Chaitanya Kota, they were discussing about Lord Chaitanya, Kavi Chaitanya Chinton. And if they weren't writing or discussing, they were thinking about Lord Chaitanya and his mission in Vrindavan. So Narottam, he went to Vrindavan and he learned from Jiva Goswami, all of the Goswami Siddhanta. And then he was ordered to preach. The Goswami, the Shamananda, Narottam Thakur, Srinivasa Acharya, they brought the Goswami Grantha back to Bengal. Shamananda Thakur is preaching in Orissa. You'll find his Sripad in Remuna. And Srinivasa Acharya also preaching in Bengal. And his Srinivasa Acharya near Kharagpur. I went one time from Kharagpur, his birthplace, Srinivasa Acharya, near Kharagpur. And Narottam Thakur Mahashaya, Bengal, North Bengal. Narottam Thakur, preaching. They were sent back to preach in North Bengal. The people are so simple, they're a little dark skin, dark complexion. When Narottam bathed in the Padma River, he became golden. And everyone couldn't recognize him, came back. There's such leelas that performed at that place. Hours and hours and hours. Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he's glorifying Narottam Thakur Mahashaya and his leela in Ketri. You've heard? Yeah. I was just listening all week to that. And then, so we go to Prabhupada's lotus seat, we give report. Prabhupada, in Ketri, our temple president, he's coordinating the systematic training of all of the people in Ketri, all of our devotees. Many devotees initiated are preaching in the villages in Ketri, are preaching. And where Thakur Narottam, where he personally performed his leelas. We're systematically indoctrinating all of these people in the study of your books. Already we have several batches Bhakti Vaibhav graduates. In fact, Srila Prabhupada, we have a specialized training course for the devotees who are teaching your books. A specialized training course for the teachers of your books, which we offered in Ketri. Oh, who was the teacher? Oh, one foreigner. How much fortune I got? How much fortune I got? So the Bengal, I was just reflecting on Bengal. Bengal's so special. It's so special. Prabhupada says it's the most important place in the world, in the universe. Bengal. Of all, he says Bengal, and he says of all Bengal is Nadia. Oh, Nadia is Navadip Mayapur. Is Mahaprabhu Janmasthan. They become more and more. But even such a place, like such a place. Chintamani Rupa ye Gormandal, Chintamani Rupa ye Gormandal, Chit Ananda Moidam, Shakal Chinmoy, Jol Bhumi Brika Adi, Shakal Chinmoy, Achincha Shakti Karja, Prapanchika Noy. Thakur Bhaktivinoda, he's explaining, Chintamani Rupa ye Gormandal. Gormandal Bhumi is spiritual, the earth, the Gormandal Bhumi is spiritual. Nityananda Gosai, he wandered through this place also. You can read Rasha Shekhar Prabhu's book, Nityananda Prabhu preaching in Kolkata. Chit Ananda Moidam, Shakal Chinmoy, Jol Bhumi Brika. The water, the trees, the jol, the earth, the water, Jol Bhumi Brika. The water, the earth, the trees, Shakal Chinmoy, Achincha Shakti Karja, Prapanchika Noy. Made of spiritual energy, not material. Gormandal Bhumi. But even in such a place, 150 years ago, Thakur Bhaktivinoda, he could not get a copy of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then he went to Dinajpur. That's now in Bangladesh. I visited the Dinajpur. He was district magistrate Dinajpur. It was the place of many Vaishnavas, aristocratic Brahmin Vaishnavas, Dinajpur. Now they left, but at that time, there's a famous deity, Kala Kanji, famous deity, old temple there, famous deity, famous Rajbadi there, still you can see. So at that place he found the copy of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, handwritten, Thakur Bhaktivinoda. Thakur Bhaktivinoda, he said, when he couldn't understand Srimad Bhagavatam, he couldn't understand Srimad Bhagavatam until he got Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then he could understand what was Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva Pranto, Shab Shikhailo Prabhu, Bhagavad Siddhanto. In one chapter, chapter 19, Madhulila, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Mahaprabhu, he teaches Rupa Goswami the conclusions of Srimad Bhagavatam in one chapter. Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva Pranto. What is Krishna Tattva? Krishna Tattva is Sambandha Gyan. Amike, who is Krishna? What is Krishna? Krishna Tattva, Bhagavad Tattva, Jiv Tattva, material energy. It's called Krishna Tattva. Sambandha Gyan, Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Abhidaya. How to practice bhakti? How to revive one's eternal forgotten relationship? How it can be revived? Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva, the prayojan. What the feelings of love of God which awaken in the heart. Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Jaita Shabhav. Jai Jope Tare Krishna Ubajai Bhav. Today chanting, dancing and ecstasy. What is the reason? Jai Jope Tare Krishna Ubajai Bhav. Feelings of love. Feelings of love for Krishna. It's not by force. It's not by force. One cannot, the feelings of love, one becomes obsessed. One cannot forget. One is always thinking. The feelings of love. These are feelings of Bhav Bhakti, Prem Bhakti is awakened. This is Bhakti Tattva, Sadhan Bhakti. Sadhan Bhakti hoite hoi, roti udoi. Mahaprabhu in one verse, he explains everything. Sadhan Bhakti hoite hoi, roti udoi. Roti garo hoile prem nam koi. You practice sadhana, roti udoi. Udoi means udoi, eruption. You cannot stop it. Udoi. You cannot stop it. Udilu, aruna, udoi. You cannot stop it. Arousal. There's another translation. Arousal. Roti udoi is aroused in the heart, awakened. You cannot stop it. So, and then Sharan Bhakti hoit roti udoi. Roti garlo hoy, when it becomes deeper, thicker, prem namakoi, then it becomes prema. Love of God is prem. Mahaprabhu's demonstration of prema, love of God. Mahaprabhu, today we saw the kirtan. Mahaprabhu's kirtan kodite Prabhu sarva bhav udoi. In the kirtan, Prabhu sarva bhav udoi. All of the emotions they manifest. Sarva bhav udoi, stamba kampa pulugasra gadgada pralai. Stamba, he would become like a pillar. Boom. Stamba. Kampa, his body quivering. Kind of. Pulakasra is hair standing on end like a ripe jackfruit. You're offering jackfruit to Jagannath. He likes jackfruit, like a ripe jackfruit. He's eruptions on the body. Gadgada is choking up. The other evening, Jai Pataka Swami Maharaj was describing Mahaprabhu. He was trying to say Jagannath. He was Jagamomo. He was trying to say Jai Jagannath. He couldn't say Jagamomo. Gadgada is becoming choked up. And Pralay is a devastation. What does Pralay look like? Devastation in the kirtan. Mahaprabhu's this prema Mahaprabhu is experiencing. He's leaving Puri. He's leaving Puri, having gone and delivered Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Mahaprabhu wanted to take the South Indian tour to deliver, to spread love of Godhead. We went. I was sharing with Prabhu. I came from Rameshwaram. The Mahaprabhu in Kanchipuram. There's huge Shiv Mandir. There's Shiv Kanchi, Vishnu Kanchi. There's Shiv Mandir there is so huge. There's 134 Shiv Lingas all the way around. It's beautiful, so beautiful. Mahaprabhu, he went there, just dancing and chanting. He converted all of the Shiv Bhaktas to Krishna Bhaktas. He didn't even speak. Just by chanting and dancing, he converted them all to Krishna Bhaktas. Mahaprabhu's prema. In South India, he's preaching. And Nityananda, he's appealing, you take me with you. Nitai Goshai. Param Karuna, Bahu Duijon, Nitai Gochandan. Together. Bahu Duijon, Nitai Gochandan. You take me with you. I know all the paths of the Tirthasthan, Dokhin Bharat. Nitai Goshai, he wandered 20 years. After leaving Yakachakra, he wandered. You can read the places. He went all over Bharat, from Kanyakumari to Bhadrakashram, everywhere. He went many times, around and around, circumambulating. I know all the paths of the Tirthasthan in South India. You take me with you? No. Huh? My only, he said, Prema Beshe, Tumi Hobe, Pote, Prema Beshe, Pote, Tumi Hobe Ocheton, Prema Beshe. Pote, tumi hobe ocheton. You will fall down unconscious on the path, overwhelmed by love of Godhead, as he's walking from one place to the next. We also go on journey. We go on, but we're in otachinta. We're just in anxiety. Look at the we're late. The booking. You got the car. You got the other card. You have the ticket. You printed the boarding pass. No, you have the. You made dig. What is it? The diggy. No, Dig Yatra, yeah, I'm Dig Yatra member. Yeah. You got to open, you have internet, the chinta, when the traffic come on, when so much, and we get there, so many line at the airport, have to steal and push, and somehow or other get in front and cheat. And we get through, and then another big line, and then the security, what a chinta, we're in so much anxiety. Mahaprabhu is in prema. Prema Beshe Pote, and just on the path he's overwhelmed by love of Godhead. Prema Beshe Pote, Tumi Hobe Ocheton, you will fall down unconscious. Eshab Shemigri Ke Kori Rokon. Eshab Shemigri Ke Kori Rokon. Who will look after your kamandalu, your cloth? You take me, I will. No. One possession I had in this world, one possession. My danda. Oh, that's nothing, that's just some bamboo poles. You're saying that, no? So all the demigods are present in the danda. My one possession. And then the first chance you got, you touched it, you broke it and threw into the river. I will go South India and practice sannyas dharma. You wait here in Jagannath Puri. So prema Vesh. Mahaprabhu's prema. He's showing, he's prema for what? Prema for, he is God. He's God. What is his prema? He is God. He is the Asray Tattva. He's performing the lila, he's demonstrating asrito, the shelter, but he is the object of shelter. The prema is for us to see, it's for us to see. You chant Hare Krishna, you will awaken the feelings of Pumi. Gauda Prema. Gauda Prema Roshanarbe Shaitarangi Jeba Dube. The Gauda Prema Rosh, Anarbe, the ocean. Prema Rosh. It's an ocean, a Bhakti Rosh. Rosh Amrita Shindu, it's an ocean. Rashamrita Shindu, it's an ocean of mellows. Gauda Prema Roshanarbe Shaitarangi Jeba Dube. Those who dive into the ocean of Gauda Prema Shri Radha Madhav Antaranga. They become the intimate associates of Sri Radha Madhav. So Mahaprabhu, in one line, he's explaining everything. Sharan Bhakti Hoiti Hoi Roti Udo. You practice the sadhana, and in it he explains to Sanatana Goswami what is that sadhana. Choi Shoti Sadhananga, 64 items. It's so scientific. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So scientific. And then summarize Sakal Sadhan Shrestha E Pachanga. Of all the items, these 5. Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan, Bhagavat Sravan, Mathurava, Srimurti Rashadaya Sheban, Sakal Sadhan Shrestha E Pachanga, Krishna Prem Janmaya E Pache Alpashanga. Krishna Prem Janmaya, awakening, birth of love of God. E Pache Alpashanga. Just a little, they're so powerful. Activities, they're just a little awaken. Krishna Prema Janmaya. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, what a literature, what a literature. And yet Thakur Bhaktivinoda, he could not even find one copy in Bengal. What had become? What had become? And he found in Dinajpur, and then he published. He wrote the first commentary. What is it called? Amrita Prabhaha Vasha. Thakur Bhaktivinoda commentary on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. The first commentary, there's no other commentaries. Bhagavatam, so many commentaries, 12 commentaries Prabhupada would take and read. You can see in Mayapur, the books are there, different Sanskrit, different books. Prabhupada would study the Acharya's commentaries. One devotee was saying to me how they were looking, one scholar, they were looking at the different, they couldn't even keep up with the 12 different commentaries. It was so complex. And Prabhupada was able to take from these 12 commentaries and enrich his Bhaktivedanta purports. How special. And put it all into one book with the pictures which we distribute here and there. So Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are no commentaries. There are no commentaries. It had become forgotten. Even in Bengal, they could not find. And then Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he published Bhag Bazar. Prabhupada, he went to America on Jaladuta with one Chaitanya Charitamrita. He's carrying with him, personal copy. He says in the Jaladuta diaries, my only solace is Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. His personal copy. Yeah. Bhag Bazar published, personal copy. He had the books for distribution, Bhagavatam, in the crate. I think it was 500 copies. I'm not sure exactly how many, but personally Prabhupada took to distribute. And Prabhupada would sell the books personally, $21. Brahmananda Prabhu, he was a teacher. He gave all his money to Prabhupada. They were so inspired. They met Prabhupada. Of course, they're all special. Prabhupada and Nitya Parshad, they're all special Vaikuntha Basis, Goloka Basis that appeared just to meet Prabhupada and assist him. They're special, they're extraordinary characters. Brahmananda. You know, he went to, Prabhupada said, go to Africa. Go to Africa. And they're in Mumbai. Prabhupada said, go to Africa. Immediately he went, yeah, let's go Africa. He went to the harbour, he got on a ship to Africa. It landed in Nairobi, took 12 days on a ship. Prabhupada said, go to Africa. We're going to Africa. He got there and he couldn't get off the ship. He didn't have a return ticket. He's sitting on the ship for 4 or 5 days. The immigration wouldn't let him into Kenya. And many people were coming to the harbour, to the wharf, to see the American Hindu sannyasis who were on the deck of the ship. They couldn't get off. And eventually the captain was so frustrated he couldn't get rid of them. He had to buy them their return ticket, and then they showed him. He gets off the boat and then they are standing on the wharf. Nothing. No money, nothing. No contact, nothing. Standing there. Now what? Who can do like that? Who can do? Who can be so surrendered? The Prabhupada said, go to Africa. We go to Africa. Who knows what happened? Nothing. No booking, no advance, nothing. No. Such a special devotees, such special disciples, Prabhupada, they're so special. Extraordinary men, incomparable characters. And now you do not see people of that extraordinary level of character. Just go to, who could do? Okay, go to Africa. Well, let's go to the harbour, let's get on the boat. Krishna will help. Who can do like that? So Brahmananda, he gave all the money. He gave his money, a week's salary, a month's salary. He gave to Prabhupada. It's so inspired. It just knew they were the newcomers. Prabhupada's preaching, 2nd Avenue. Brahmananda, he gave all his money. And then he's looking, Prabhupada's sitting there, the books are there, and he's saying, can I have the books? Can I have the books? And then Prabhupada said, yes, $21. Brahmananda was crying. I heard him from his own lips. He told that story. Prabhupada personally selling the books. He gave everything. Yeah, $500. Can I get the books, Prabhupada? Yes, you take the books. $21, please. Prabhupada ki. Prabhupada was personally selling the books. Personally selling the books that he published himself. What we these activities, it's Prabhupada's work. The book distribution, the book publication, everything is Prabhupada's work. Just think, you're Prabhupada's servants. He's doing everything himself in the beginning. Cooking, cleaning, distributing, selling books, arranging programs. So he was carrying his own Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. He had the books ready for distribution. He was reading Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then in New York in 1966, he's giving class on Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sanatan Shikha in New York. And then you can read, you can hear the classes. Prabhupada's Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur published. But the book was not known. It was not known. It was not known. Just see what Prabhupada has done for Bengal. Everywhere you go is our books there. ISKCON, the books. What Prabhupada has done. He saved Bengal. But what did he save the world? He also saved Bengal. So Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur here in Kolkata, he was saying that he was explaining how our preaching, the effect. He was in order to give some sign, indication, symptom, the symptom of our preaching. He was saying that there will come a day in terms of our preaching, what it will do, the effect. He said the foreigners, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, there will come a day when the foreigners will learn Bengali to reach Chaitanya Charitamrita. In other words, he was saying this unbelievable thing. He was saying that so this will happen. No, that couldn't. These British people, they're so puffed up. They're so proud of their own literature. Prabhupada, he studied Coleridge, Yeats, Shakespeare. Prabhupada quotes Shakespeare. Prabhupada quotes Shakespeare. Valor is the better part of discretion. Prabhupada quotes Shakespeare many times. God helps those who help themselves. To err is human. Prabhupada many times he quotes the English poets. They were so proud of their English literature. And we were discussing with Acharya Ratna. They had the British Navy. The British Navy, they were good at building boats. And therefore they conquered all of the planet. They conquered the British because their navy. They defeated the Spanish, they defeated the French, they defeated the Dutch, they defeated the Portuguese, they conquered India because their navy, the British Navy. They were so proud. They were so proud. And they tried to minimize. They invented the term mythology, what we call the Vedic literature, Puranic literature. They invented the term mythology. In order to minimize. And Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was saying, these people, they will take the trouble to learn Bengali because of attraction to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. He's saying that, can you believe this will happen? He's saying that this is the effect of our preaching. But the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, why it was famous? It's famous for us because of Mahaprabhu, Leela. But actually, it's famous in general because it's poetry. Because it's poetry. Because it's poetry. The Bhab, which is expressed through the writings of Kaviraj Goswami, just by hearing the descriptions, you're feeling that you're feeling the sentiments. Mono diye shunobai Sri Chaitanya Kotar Bhakti Shange Jai Jai Leela Koilo Jota Jota. Mono diye, with attention, mono diye shunobai. Listen, brothers, shunobai Sri Chaitanya Kotar. The descriptions. There's a description, Sri Chaitanya Kotar. Bhakti Shange Jai Jai Leela Koilo Jota Jota. Jota Jota, you understand? Jota Jota. As it is. As it is, as it happened. He's describing. How can we see? How can we experience? How can we connect? Is it by hearing the descriptions of Kaviraj Goswami, of Vrindavan Das Thakur. And by hearing those descriptions we can enter into that those pastimes, that lila, which is the goal of sadhana bhakti, the goal to where that is our objective. And what a poet was Mahaprabhu. Poetry, here we were discussing poetry. Everything can be incorporated. In fact, here in Ultadanga Road, on the roof, before Prabhupada, he's paying obeisances to Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And even before he could take his seat, he's paying obeisances because he's from Vaishnava family. So he knew that, a sadhu, like such a sadhu, then he paid the Dandavat Pranam, Prabhupada, and his friend Narendra Malak, the obeisances. And before they even taking their seats, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur sees them. Oh, you're educated young men. In English. Education at that time meant English. In Kolkata in 1920, education meant English. Everything was English. Education only, the Presidency College, Scottish College Church, English. The teachers were Englishmen. The teachers were Englishmen. Oh, you're educated in English. You teach. You spread Chaitanya Gaudavani in English language all over the world. Prabhupada was shocked. Prabhupada was shocked how he can be so bold. How he can be so bold. What it means, that one moment. What it means. Such a place. Uttadanga Road. Such a place. Such a Tirthasthan. Was such an important lila happened. And what did he appreciated the education of these men. Oh, this is good. You're educated. You can use this in the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We're not the impersonalists giving up. No. Everything can be used. Prabhupada said, what a purport. By the way, Prabhupada is alone in Radha Damodar in that little room. He's writing this. We cannot remember. We cannot think of such a thing. Because already he is the world acharya. He's writing for the whole world. Who's he writing to? To the whole world. So already Prabhupada, he had the vision that he will deliver the world. Even there alone in Radha Damodar temple. What a statement. Human intellect is developed for advancement of learning in art, science, philosophy, physics, chemistry, psychology, economics, politics, etc. Real utilization of advanced knowledge is to establish the glories of the Lord. That is real. Scientific knowledge engaged in the service of the Lord and all similar activities. That means all types of knowledge, all types of learning, are factually Hari Kirtan, the glorification of the Lord. This is our mood. The mood of ISKCON, the mood of Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. You do something special and make it big and be expert at it, and you do it for Krishna. That is ISKCON. Or you do something, you be expert at it, you're wonderful, and you do that in the service of Krishna. Everything can be incorporated. Such an inspirational purport from Srimad Bhagavatam that we've been able to discuss today. And my great fortune to be able to explore these comments from Srila Prabhupada in the association of such dear servants of Lord Jagannath and Srila Prabhupada in a special place of Kolkata. Hare Krishna.
Any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you very much for explaining so nicely, speaking so many verses in Bengali. Prabhu just spoke about the glorious heritage we have being in Kolkata, Banga Bhumi, Gauramandal Bhumi, explained from the writings of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, from Srimad Bhagavatam also, that wherever the Vaishnava appears, for lakh yojans, everything is just purified and delivered everyone. So we hear so many glorious descriptions in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam Katha Thakur, but when we look at the reality in the recent time and even in the recent past, it starts to create some doubt in our mind. That this is a place which is so gloriously has been described in Srimad Bhagavatam and other places, because this place has been a place of epidemic, plague, political conflict, communal rights, and even the kind of population and kind of everything that looks like very, very challenging to our what we read the description.
Yeah.
So how to understand this?
Everything looks very, very challenging. So much politics. I know, even in Kolkata, so much history of politics. Amazing politics. Wars, great wars were fought in this temple. Heavy politics. In Mayapur also, if you want that, you can find. It's going on. There's so much politics and conflict and criticism, so much. But I don't see. What you want, you get. It depends on the many things on the train. I travel on the train now. I don't know why, but last 6 months it's very difficult to get confirmed train ticket now. I don't know why it's so difficult to get confirmed train ticket. In the past you could 1 week. You could get now. You have to months ahead. You cannot get confirmed train ticket. Many times we're traveling on the train, I bought things of useless things. One time I bought one thing, you put it into orange and you get the Kamala juice. I bought it. And other things, this you put the hooks and I thought for mosquito. So many things I bought on the train. I bought on the train. Why? Because I was convinced by the person who was selling. He convinced me. I'm sitting there, he's giving the speech. And I'm saying, yeah, okay, 10 taka matra, tikache. So your mind, what we say, what we propagate, the kirtan, what we say, that your mind will be absorbed in that. Of course these things are going on. They're surrounding us. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. What do you tune into? Here I'm saying the glories of this place. You tune into it, you'll see. You fine tune and associate with those who are tasting, who are seeing, and then you will see like that. You fine tune, you tune into it. You see from the vision of the acharyas. Who sees these things? We're studying the Navadip Dham Mahatmya. In fact, now we're studying, these boys are here. Where is Abhay Charan? He's singing every night. They're distributing books, these Gurukuli boys. We're teaching, we're beginning to teach in the Gurukul. The objective is to teach Navadip Dham Mahatmya in Gurukul. So these boys, the people come, open TOVP. Crores and crores of people will come to Mayapur, and then what, they come, they look and go? No, they will see the Russian, Ukrainian, the British, Australian boys this big will be standing there. They'll be describing Navadip Dham Mahatmya to them in their own language. So who knows these things? Navadip Dham Mahatmya, who knows these things? You have to tune in. Navadip Brahmite Jai Pade Pade Pai Koti Ashmed Pal Sharva Shastra Gai. Navadip Brahmite, wandering in Navadip. Jai Pade Pade Pai. In every step, with each and every step. Koti Ashwamedha Paul. 10 million Ashwamedha Yagya. Koti Ashwamedha. With a Brahmati, she pote, with every step. So who's thinking like that when they're walking in Navadip? We're not thinking like that. We're just thinking, to get the rickshaw. How much money? You're taking so much money. Oh, they're just cheating. Is it? But you have to tune in and you'll see. Navadip Boshe, hey, Jay Mantra job kore, Sri Mantra Chetana hoy, Anayashe tore. You sit in Navadip Boshe, he says. Thakur Bhaktivinoda. Navadip Boshe, you sit in Navadip Boshe. Shay Mantra job kore, and you chant mantra. Sri Mantra Chetana hoy. The mantra becomes realized. The mantra becomes real. The mantra becomes alive. Sri Mantra in Mayapur. So who's going to Mayapur to sit and chant japa? But this is what you read, you hear, you understand. This is what to do. Sri Mantra Chaitanya Hoy Anayashaitari. Very quickly you're delivered. You choose your association. You fill your mind with what with the Paramahansa Katha, and you will be seeing everything like the Paramahansa.
Our acharyas, they have given many literatures, like as explained in this purport. So this is the perfection of like writings. So I wanted to know that what are the different aspects of the writings, like when the acharyas are giving their commentaries, there are different aspects. If you kindly explain.
Well, you can read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita purports, and Prabhupada oftentimes he actually, as it is, he puts purport from Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He puts it in his purport almost as it is. The directions to this place, that place, many things like that. Prabhupada's purports, they're extraordinary. Prabhupada's purports. The flavor. Prabhupada's comments, like no other. Like no other acharya, what can we say? Prabhupada has a mood of inspiring the whole world to take to Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada has that. It is so much permeating his consciousness, his mind, his writing. You get affected by his association. So other acharyas have written so many things. That's specialized studies. It's not required, actually. It's not required. Everything is Prabhupada has put in his books and has presented it in such a way for the enlightenment of humanity at large. And so we read Prabhupada's books, distribute Prabhupada's books. The other things, scholars are there, some research can be there, but these are just ornaments. So we don't need to we don't need to worry so much about different approaches, different acharyas. Everything is there in the revised edition, exactly what we need. Prabhupada's books. We're not actually, so many books now where we're not actually taking the full attention that we should in Prabhupada's books, studying Bhagavatam, studying Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And you get to the end again, you start. It takes so long that you begin in the beginning again, such a new experience. So just absorb your mind in Prabhupada's books, you'll get everything. You'll get all of the important comments of the previous acharyas with their mood, their contributions, Prabhupada giving us everything.
Thank you very much for wonderful class today. So Prabhu, you were mentioning that Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he, after he read Chaitanya, he could understand Bhagavatam properly. So what was that in Chaitanya that made clarity of Bhagavatam?
Oh, that I cannot say. That we have to discover. We have to find out. We have to have to find out. Have to read Chaitanya Charitamrita and find out. But we're a book that is, we need to have systematic indoctrination and training in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. That's also we will do in the Gurukul. These boys, at least after a few years in Mayapur, they can come home to their various countries and they can be a learned scholar of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So maybe later, some other time, we can answer in more detail what it was in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita that helped Mahaprabhu help Thakur Bhaktivinoda understand. But I quoted one verse. Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva, Pranta, Shabshi Kaila Prabhu, Bhagavad Siddhanta. Mahaprabhu is explaining the conclusions of Srimad Bhagavatam. Actually, we before we began teaching Bhakti Shastri in ISKCON, we should have been clear on what we wanted to achieve in the study of Bhakti Sarvabhauma, but we weren't really sure where we were going to end up. But when you read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, you see Mahaprabhu quoting Bhagavatam, and how he's doing that. That in itself is a complete exploration of research that one can undertake. You know, how Mahaprabhu quotes from Bhagavatam in his preaching in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. In that way you can understand Bhagavatam, and how it is pramanam amalam. Srimad Bhagavatam pramanam amalam, the topmost evidence. See how Mahaprabhu has established his conclusions, particularly in South India, when he's preaching a philosophy, and in Madhulila, to Sarvabhauma, he's quoting from Bhagavatam. To Byenkat Bhatta, he's quoting from Bhagavatam, about Lakshmi Narayan and Radha Krishna. To the Tattvavadis in Udupi, he's quoting from Bhagavatam. To Prakasananda Saraswati in Kashi, he's quoting from Bhagavatam. So that would be a wonderful study, how Mahaprabhu establishes his conclusions on the basis of Srimad Bhagavatam, and all of that is contained in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So the purport of Bhagavatam, the meaning of Bhagavatam is given by Mahaprabhu in his own personal preaching. So that's in one way we can understand how Thakur Bhaktivinoda could understand Bhagavatam, by seeing how Mahaprabhu preached from Bhagavatam. Thank you for your attention. I apologize for taking so much of your valuable time. Granta Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Rath Yatra Maha Mahotsav ki, Shri Nidai Gau, Shri Dhanat Pramanandi Hori Hori.